Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I got my Sephora order and I am so excited to jump in and try the products that I purchased. I only bought 5. And the sale's not over yet, but I am doing my best to just rein myself in and be like, you're good. Because I was thinking I could re-up on this and this and this, and I was like, but they're not even close to being empty yet. So I'm just trying to give myself room to use what I have, to get what I was really curious about, and then to kind of remind myself that backups sometimes just sit in the drawer. And I'm trying to do less of that. All right, so I did something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and it's pick up the new Natasha Denona concealer. I've heard so many great things about this. I have the High Glam concealer in the shade N1. Oh, I hope she's good. I don't have anything but my primer on my face right now. I'm not going to be using an under eye concealer because I want to know what she looks like all on her ownsies here. So, oh, perfect. This is going to be a perfect shade match. Okay, what I don't want to do is just leave this here and not blend it in. I'm not actually going to use any foundation today. I'm just going to spot conceal with this. So I think that's the bulk of it. But I am going to place a little bit here, hit my hyperpigmentation spot. This is kind of a little bit of a thicker formula. I got some spots over here. I always do a little bit like, you're just going to see me look like a crazy person in like 2 seconds. So I did mention that's gonna look a little cuckoo. This is me taking the wand out once and just whatever was on the wand all over my face. The bulk of it is really underneath my eyes, but I do have thin layers of it at other places where I am looking to conceal. I feel like the shade is gonna be good enough for me to be able to lightly blend this in where I want a little bit more coverage and for it not to, boy, it's blending so nicely. You can't really tell where I have it and where I don't. And I am kind of like on my forehead, thinning it out kind of everywhere, but it's not staying like concentrated just where I put it. It blends so nicely. Oh my goodness. So I heard really good things about this, especially for mature skin because it does give really nice coverage, but it is hydrating. If you didn't already know, I mention it frequently. I'm 48, 49 in January. So, 50 is knocking on the door. And I'm always looking for something that is going to sit well under the eyes, that is going to give me the coverage that I need, but is not going to age me. I always feel like that is the potential deal breaker. How does it work under the eyes? All right, so this has been sitting for, I don't know, minute and a half as I've been doing the rest of my face. So I'm going to use my finger now and just kind of lightly spread it out. If I were to go in with the brush, I feel like the brush would pick up more of the product than I would want, and I want the concentration of this like here in the inner corner and then right here on the outer edge, and I will finish blending with a brush to make sure it is basically seamless. I'm really pleased with this. I'm like looking at my face. Man, even like this hyperpigmentation spot here, I mean, if you're looking, you can still see it, but I don't feel like it's one of the things you instantly notice on my face. I feel like my under eyes look hydrated and concealed. Well, there's a little bit of product settling in the under eye creases, very minimally, like as really super close to the lash line. That happens with everything. There's not a single concealer that I own that doesn't do that. So what I usually do is make sure I tap it out one more time before I set it with powder. But on the rest of my face, and remember, this was pulling the wand out once and using the bulk of it under the eyes and then just kind of skimming the rest of it over the face. This is giving me beautiful, hydrated, but also minimal coverage. I am so impressed with this concealer. I don't see it settling instantly in my forehead lines or like right in through here, corners of my nose. It's just sitting on the skin really nicely. I've been loving this Givenchy Prism Lead Powder for so long. I wanted to get another shade, but I realized this ginormous box is really big. So I got the mini. This is shade number 3. Voile Rose. And it is the one that has kind of more of the pink tones in it. There's a little bit of a flesh tone. There's a little bit of pink. So, and it does come with this little adorable little powder puff, but I don't use the powder puff in the big one. I'm gonna use it here. So I'm gonna take a minute, tap some out into the cap, and let's set our under eye, forehead, and nose and chin. Might have been too much. All right, before I get going, I'm just gonna tap out my under eyes to make sure I don't have any product there. And then I'm just gonna sweep this on. I like the way that it instantly kind of takes away the shine, but it also doesn't end up like completely mattifying it so much that I look like I have dry, powdery skin. It's the texture of this that I like so much. I'm also just gonna run a little bit over my eyelid here, blending in excess concealer. I feel like it's really, really pretty. I do like this Voile Rose shade. I feel like this pinky shade is really a little bit closer to my natural skin tone, although I still think I'm going to be using this one here because this one has the purple, the green, the blue, the white. It does have a beautiful skin-like finish. It definitely mattifies, but it doesn't make my skin look dry. And the older I get, the more I find that certain types of powders just don't sit well on my skin, especially not my under eye. And I feel like this sets whatever concealer I have, but it doesn't ever make it look dry or cakey. This one is traceless, and I really like it. And I feel like if you were to use this little tiny guy here just as under eye setting powder, it'd work great. But right now, I probably use it all over the face, but I do have a cream product I want to try. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have the shade Light. I haven't dipped into it yet. Let's see what, ooh. I've heard so many people talk about this and that it is basically like the easiest thing ever and their most like go-to bronzer. I'm like, I don't know, those are pretty strong words, but she looks lovely. I'm gonna just take an angled brush here. Ooh, I see what people mean because I feel like when I'm doing this, it's so soft and so gentle, it's almost like it's not there, but it is. Ooh, I get it. More of this. I'm not sure that this is the right brush for it, but we'll just keep plowing forward with this. I feel like something a little bit stiffer that didn't have bristles maybe this long, but I feel like I've committed now. I'm like, I want to keep washing more brushes. I'm kind of kicking myself for not trying this a long time ago. It's been in my loves list for more than a year. So it's not that I haven't had this on my radar, I just haven't pulled the trigger. And I feel like the reason that I haven't is because I haven't always loved absolutely everything else I've tried from the brand, or what they're releasing doesn't really kind of pull me in. And I really feel like now I want to try the cream blushes, not the ones in a stick form, but the ones that come in a pot like this. I feel like that always happens because the minute I try something from a brand that I like, it leads me down the rabbit hole of getting something else. And the more positive experiences I have, of course that's true of all of us, but I feel like I end up kind of like really going for it. And I feel like this is kind of what I needed because the first couple of times I got something from Makeup by Mario, I was like, okay, but it didn't really blow my socks off. This skin enhancer, hello. All I have left are lip products. You knew it was gonna happen. So I'm gonna get the rest of my face on and I'll be back to try on lippies with you. If you're curious what's on my face, I'll list everything in the description box down below. Now let's get to the lippies. I did get one of the YSL Candy Glaze. I have been a huge YSL fan. I love the Rouge Volupté Shine. I love the Rouge Pure Couture. So the bold formula, another favorite, but I have never tried the Candy Glaze. Now, this is one of those that's more like a tinted glossy balm, and you know, I have been head over heels for a tinted glossy balm this entire year. Oh, so in love with the idea of this. All right, so I have a little bit of lip oil on my lips. I'm gonna wipe it off just to make sure we're starting with a clean canvas. So this is shade number 15. You know, none of the rest of my lipsticks make this little clicky sound. But the good thing is it's not one of those that if you click up, you can't click down. I kind of like that, which means this, even though it's a glossy situation, it's not so glossy. It can't be in one of those dispense only sort of mechanisms. So I also like that the candy glaze comes in silver packaging and the rest of them come in gold packaging so that I know which is which. Wow, this feels like it's kind of melting the minute I start it touching to my lips. Ugh. Oh, hello. So it has that traditional kind of YSL lipstick scent. If you're looking at the packaging, it does kind of get places like maybe where I don't want it. So I'm probably going to be in the habit of like wiping my fingers around here before I put the lid on, because nothing frustrates me more than glued up packaging. I hate glued up packaging, especially for a luxury lipstick. If you're curious about the difference, these are the Rouge Volupté Shine, and the packaging is slightly different. The size is the same. But these tend to be a little bit more of a, I would say they're a little sheerer feeling. They're not quite as heavy on the lips. Let's just do a swatch of this. Ooh, look at that. That is very thick and pigmented. Part of me is wondering if I need the clear one. I don't need anything, but I'm very curious about the clear one. And if you're looking at a Rouge Volupté Shine, I feel like they're both, this is just a hair glossier, but it's slightly more opaque where this is sheerer. So if you're thinking about the difference between the formula, this feels more like a lightweight hydrating balm. This feels more like a gloss in stick form. I really feel like a pigmented gloss in stick form. Now I can only speak to shade number 15, but I feel like the difference here between the two formulations, and this is just one swipe of each, you're kind of seeing it. One is shinier than the other, one is more opaque than the other, but they're both very comforting on the lips. And I have 5 of these and I repurchased like 2 of these shades. I really like this Rouge Volupté formula. I'm really curious to see how I get along with Candy Glaze. The other lip product that I got was a lip set, and it's by Valentino. This is the Couture lip set. It has a lipstick and 2 refills in there, and it comes in kind of like this traditional Valentino red leatherette sort of case. It has a little snap closure right here. There's a mirror on the inside, but this is what you get. You get 1 lipstick and 2 refills, and there's a lipstick bullet in the lipstick itself. So we're getting 3 shades. Now, I'm not gonna tell you this wasn't expensive, because she was. This was $75. Kind of a lot, but I like the idea of being able to try different shades from the brand. The first shade I'm gonna try on is the only matte shade. There are 2 satins and 1 matte. This is shade 107A. This one's called Ode to Natural. Let me just use a little mirror in here. Might be easier for me. I like how this glides. Like, even putting it on for the first time, it's just gliding across the lip. There's no tugging, there's no pulling. It actually feels like a cream lipstick. And this is their matte formula. Ooh, I am so in love with this shade. I really like the way it feels on the lips. It feels like a cream lipstick. I'm gonna double check the website. They said this was the matte, but I'm like, this can't be the matte. This has to be the satin. Hold please. 107A is Ode to Natural matte shade. I don't know that it's really matte. It has a little bit of a shine to it. I mean, I don't mind that. But do you see how it's just a little bit, it feels more like a satin lipstick. And maybe their satin formula is even glowier than this. But the way this applied, ooh. Okay, I'm so glad, first of all, that I got this 20% off. Because like $75, but still $75 for 3 luxury lipsticks. Even though it's like 1 lipstick and 2 refills, still like happier than happy. But I really like this 107A shade. This might be my new daily lipstick. This next shade is 100R, which is called Roman Grace. It's a more pink leaning lipstick. Wow, this one glides just as easily as the other one. Maybe it's a little glidier. All right, this is really pretty as well. I will tell you that this is the type of pink I normally don't reach for. But if I'm looking at this, I really feel like it's a shade I could definitely pull off, but I probably would like this better if I was wearing like a cooler cheek color. I feel like maybe the warm cheek is kind of fighting with this a little bit. But this feels like a lip balm, like a really glossy, like hydrating, like it just glides. This definitely is the satin formula. Now I can tell the difference. The other one was the matte. This one is just a little bit more hydrated, got a little bit more shine to it, but oh my giddy aunt, I love this formula. I like the way it feels. It all does come down to how it wears though. But let's try the last one on. I saved the red for last. This is 22R Valentino Rosso. I love a red lipstick. This is the satin formula. Oh, guys. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how to put into words how I feel. You know I love lipstick. Lipstick is literally my favorite makeup item. It's been a long time since I've fallen this hard for a lipstick. Because as I'm looking at it, okay, we know red's my favorite. My favorite, which is why I saved it for last, was like, I'm wearing red today with my black turtleneck. Oh my goodness, but this formula, this feels so incredibly lightweight on the lips, but it feels moisturizing. As you're putting it on, it just glides. It almost like if I wasn't careful, it's a little glidey, like I could, you know, like it's just really, really buttery. And it feels good when I rub my lips together. I feel like there's a lot to be said about the way a product feels on the mouth. The mouth feel is huge for me. If it feels scratchy, if it feels grainy, if it sticks to itself, if it feels tacky, and I can always like feel like my lips pulling apart. No, I have really high expectations for a lipstick. I feel like because this is a satin formula and I do have a lot of those vertical lines, this would like probably be perfect if I added a lip liner, but I'm gonna wear it like this today just to see what it does without a lip liner. I feel like it's really important to know how a formula performs. And usually best practices is to like wear eyeshadow primer, wear face primer, wear lip liner, wear all the things that are gonna make the makeup last the best. But then there's that part of me that's like, well, what does it do without somebody holding its hand? So I'm gonna wear the red today, and I just, she's so pretty. And it feels so good on the lips, but it doesn't feel heavy. I am so impressed with these lipsticks. I've been wanting to try more luxury brand lipsticks, and I feel like a set like this, even though it's expensive at $75, I feel like it's a really great way for me to try a whole bunch of different lipsticks. And I would much rather have like one lipstick and 2 refills than to be buying minis. I don't want a mini lipstick. I don't. I just want like a full size. I know myself, so I'm trying really hard to be okay with minis and things that I know it's not gonna bother me. The function of this is the same, but I feel like when you get a mini lipstick, the bullet is so much smaller and narrower. It's easier for me to break the lipstick just by pressing a little too hard. So I would much rather, you know, instead of getting like a set of minis, get a set like this and have 3 full-size bullets that I can put in and out of the packaging. Now here's where I also need to know myself. I have other lipsticks that have like refillable packaging where I have packaging for 1 and probably like 4 or 5 bullets. I have that from Beauty Pie, I have that from House of Sillage, and I don't always swap them out. But I don't think any of those lipsticks I've been as excited about as these Valentino ones. I'm really impressed. I like the packaging, by the way. The back side is gold. Of course it's glued up. It's gold. It says Valentino on the top. Every single bullet has like this V embossed on it here, but man, I like these. I really feel also like the shape of the bullet itself is actually helping me to get it on my lips where it's not, I mean, it's got a flat surface, but it does have a point to it. It's kind of like a teardrop shape. Not quite a diamond shape, but a teardrop shape. And that is really good for application. And you get that same shape of bullet on all 3 of them, the matte as well as the satins. I'm not always bowled over by luxury lipsticks. I know there are some luxury lipsticks that I'm like, no. Remember that Dior transfer proof? No. I've not been a big fan of the Pat McGrath, and I know those are another luxury lipstick. It takes a lot for me to be impressed by a lipstick, and these feel amazing. Both formulas do. I do like how easy the package is to swap things in and out of. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I really like this Valentino lip set. I am so glad I picked this up on sale. But I probably would have been just as happy had I paid full price for it. But try and buy your luxury products when they're on sale, or the ones that you regularly use. I know Sephora Sale is not over until the 6th, so you still have time to buy a few more things. But man, I'm really impressed with everything I got. I feel like that Natasha Denona concealer, really impressed. I like the Rose Wall Prism Lead Powder that I got from Givenchy, and I really like the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. I feel like the look is really pretty today. I'm also excited to continue using these and the Candy Glaze from YSL. I am really like, I feel like I didn't make a single bum purchase. And I'm glad I only got 5 things. And I know one of the 5 things had like 3 things inside, but I really feel like I spent less than $200. I maximized my savings, and I was really picky. Like, I didn't need any more lip products, but it's my Achilles heel. I didn't need any more bronzers or powders or concealers, but I'm trying to find the best of what there is out there. I really feel like these products with first application did not let me down. But of course, it all comes down to wear time and what am I habitually reaching for. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know, are you planning to shop the sale? Or if you did, what'd you get? Are you re-upping on your regular repurchases, things that you always use that you get on sale? Or were you trying new things like me today? And if you have thoughts on any of the products I tried, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I'll link everything in the description box down below if you want to know what's on the rest of my face. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon.